and Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Mpbl na! Mpbl na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Mpbl na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag-3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin.
Where he left off in their opening game where he had 25 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. He will be matching wits with another gunner here in the league in Valacuna, who had 21 points himself as they demolished the Imus Agimat in their first game. Once again, it's the Paranaque Patriots going up against the South Cotabato Warriors for the second game of our Saturday triple header. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Javi Polania here, joined by Coach Mike Perez. Now, Coach Mike, these two teams had impressive opening game victories. What has impressed you most about those games?
Well, first off, the firepower of South Cotabato really very evident in that game. And the side of Paranaque, their resiliency, despite their opponent Manila coming back, they still stayed and won that game.
Yeah, both teams led by big double-digit advantages in their opening games. By the way, the third member of our broadcast panel is Ms. Gianna Llanes. We'll be hearing from her later on. Let's talk about the last game of the Paranaque Patriots. They led by as much as 23 points against the Manila Stars, but the Stars had a 45-27 advantage in the second half to be able to storm back, only losing the game by 4 points, 82-78.
And they never trailed despite being threatened back by Manila, and 18 fast break points, and 18 of all those coming from open floor basketball. But I guess Jello Rason having 25 points on 64% shooting, and John Ray Villanueva 15 and 6. Marky actually a double-double, 18-18 on his debut for the Paranaque team.
Paranaque dominating the glass in that game. 51 rebounds, 15 on the offensive glass, 32 points in the big, and they really ran down this Manila team, which we thought would be a very close encounter in those fast break points department.
Alam mo, surprising doon is yung 18 points na fast break advantage ng team ni Coach Mike Sagigit. Very rarely do you see him leaving that stat for his team. So this time around, again, this is a different look Paranaque team.
Let's go to the other side. Let's talk about South Cotabato's game against the Imus Agimat. That was a demolition job. I wouldn't say anything less. In fact, it might be even more than that, as they beat Imus by 40 points. They led by as much as 45 in that game. Di sila nagpatumpik-tumpik pa. Umpisa pa lang, malaki na naging kalamakan ng South Cotabato and they did not slow down one bit.
Yes, sa simula pa lang, 15-point biggest run na kaagad sila when the score was 32-9. And more importantly, you see all these numbers, 4 players in double digits. But looking at the stats here, rebounds 60 versus that of 34 on 45% shooting and 41% from 3 and 42 points in the paint. Total domination, and one other key factor that's not here in this stat line, they did not allow Imus, their opponents, a single second chance point in that game.
That's just crazy. They were certainly locked in. Of course, South Cotabato reached the finals of our preseason tournament only to lose to the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. Which of these teams will be able to rake in impressive performances for the second straight game? We will be finding out in just a bit. Let's now turn you over to Miguel Pere.
TV Channel 53 on satellite and on Pilipinas Live app. Time to meet our starters. First off, for Paranaque Patriots. Starting at forward number 27, Paulo Castro. Also at forward number 24, John Oduba. At guard number 18, Philip Manalang. Also at guard number 9, Jello Razon. And at center, number 83, Mark Yee. Head coach for Paranaque Patriots is Mike Sagigit. Assistant coaches Lito Aguilar, Stephen Mopera, Philip De La Cruz, Al Vergara, Sikorsky, Miguelino, and Olan Santos. Team manager is Jamal Vizcara. Team owner is Paranaque City Honorable Vice Mayor Joan Villafuerte. Now, the starting 5 for the South Cotabato Warriors. Coming in at center, number 1, Jammer Hamito. At forward number 7, Kyle Tolentino. Also at forward number 20, Jervy Cruz. At guard number 11, John Wilson. And the other guard, number 9, the Ant-Man, Mark Cruz. Head coach for the South Cotabato Warriors is Elvis Tolentino. Assistant coaches Boying Diloy, Ramon Pido, Apple Coronado, Peter Deligero, and Rod Tolentino. Assistant team manager Dennis Perez, team manager Merma.
Our starting 5 of the game brought to you by Buenas. Philip Manalang in his new uniform here for the Paranaque Patriots. He'll be starting alongside Chelo Razon. Marky, also the newest Paranaque Patriot. John Oduba, Paulo Castro para kay Coach Mike Sagigit. Para naman kay Coach Elvis Tolentino, it will be the Ant-Man, Mark Cruz, John Wilson, Jammer Hamito, Jervy Cruz, and Kyle Tolentino. Same starting 5 as in their first game against the Imus Agimat. Welcome to the second game of your Saturday triple header. Paranaque versus South Cotabato. This is Javi Palanya alongside Coach Mike Perez and Ms. Gianna Llanes. The open tip goes to South Cotabato, and right away, not even 20 seconds into this game, South Cotabato already with a 3-point shot courtesy of Kyle Tolentino off the glass.
Kyle Tolentino really is, I feel, one of the most underrated shooters and guards that we have in the league and even in the country. I mean, that guy's got a lot of talent, can shoot it from the outside, and really good decision making too.
In the country, huh? Those are big words, Coach.
Yeah, I think for a college player, I think he's one of those big guys. I saw him play his best basketball in one of the tournaments that I covered. And man, he really just impresses a lot on how he sees the court and how he plays the role that is given him.
He had 18 points in that game against Imus, and many people will say, you know, he's just getting this kind of playing time because he's the son of the head coach, but he really has been proving otherwise.
Yeah.
He has been earning these minutes for this South Cotabato squad.
Yeah, and I beg to disagree because I really feel that, you know, the guy's earned his spot here. I mean, whatever team he's played, he's earned it, and he's showing that he's worthy of being there.
Wilson with the rock, builds a pass inside. Hamito, short stab, almost goes down. Jervy Cruz pushes off. That's going to be an offensive foul against the former UST Growling Tiger.
And I guess more interestingly, makita natin si eventually Jammer Hamito going up against his former teammate in Marquis. That's going to be interesting.
Let's go to Gianna Lianes for her first report.
That's the idea, was Coach Elvis's reaction to his team's win against Imus. Kwento niya na participating in the preseason tournament of this season was a huge help to his team's mindset in aiming to get the championship this season. Natutunan daw nila doon na talent alone cannot win championships. Mahalaga daw alalahanin yun bilang composed of star players from different teams ang lineup nitong South Cotabato. And being na they're facing a newer form team in Paranaque, clean slate daw dapat ang attitude nila going back to before they were stars and treating the game with respect. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Gianna. And, you know, that also helped itong South Cotabato to really understand the system of Coach Elvis participating in that preseason tournament. It really has been making quite the impression being the head coach of this squad. This is a different atmosphere for him considering that he was used to coaching young guys with Marikina.
Yeah, and the level of basketball IQ that he has on his roster, let alone on the floor, you know, napakatalino nito mga players na to.
Marquis, the post against Jammer Hamito, he hit the three-point shot earlier. Coach, talk to me about how important Marquis will be for this Paranaque squad, especially in this triangle system that Coach Mike Sagigit likes to run.
Well, first and foremost, I guess there's two reasons why they got Marquis. One, they need a guy on the post because post up, may presence siya, nakakapasa yan si Marquis. Second is experience, but you got a bonus. He can shoot from the outside. We saw it earlier. We saw it in the previous game. Marquis can knock it down from 3 if needed.
In their first game, he was 2 out of 6 from downtown. That was John Uduba tying the game up 5 apiece, Paranaque and South Cotabato.
Oh, at saka ang gandang complementary piece rin si Marquis kay John Uduba and vice versa. Both two of these guys, really good combination down on the post. High IQ, very high energy, and a lot of hustle movements for these guys.
Meanwhile, a turnover for South Cotabato. Judging by their first games, Coach, what does each team have over each other that you think gagamitin nila sa laro na to?
I think it's just the power of the roster and you know, the amount of resources that they have that could actually go on the floor and perform. They don't have guys that's in there because of potential. They have guys in there because they actually performed it. And so it really just a matter of time. Chemistry is gonna play a lot of factor here, but as the game goes, eventually makukuha rin nila yan.
John Wilson, difficult shot inside, and he was actually asking for a foul, just did not get it. Philip Manalang, the newest point guard here for Paranaque. He only had 2 points in their game against Manila, but he dished out 11 assists. Razon on the right corner, gets a screen from Uduba. Razon picks up his dribble. Shot clock winding down. Manalang out to Marquis. 1 on the shot clock. Marquis, second three-point shot of the game.
Didn't I say you got a bonus with Marquis? 2 out of 2 right now from beyond.
It's crazy. He just really continues to age like fine wine. He just keeps getting better and better as the years go past.
At saka mabigat niyan, ano eh, nagre-rebound pa, nag-hustle pa, defending.
Oh, it's not like he's slowing down, eh,
Right.
no? Parang hindi siya nagtitipid.
Correct.
He's still going all out. Oh, Kyle Tolentino, this is a far away three-point shot. Overshoots the mark. Razon will try to get his own version of the three. Gets his own miss on the long rebound. A travel on Jello Razon. Well, that's a surprise call for me.
Very rarely do you hear those two words at the same sentence.
As we take a look at that second three-point shot by Marquis, that brings us a lucky fan of the game brought to you by Buenas. Dala na naman ng Paranaque dito ang kanilang cheering squad.
Mga paboritong pagkwentuhan ni Migs yan eh. No? The titos and titas of Paranaque.
Always press it as much as possible in every match for Paranaque. Wilson gets past Paulo Castro, leans in. Gets his own miss. Wilson, fall away jumper, still no good. Marquis with 5 rebounds already in this game. Manalang, scoop shot, doesn't get the roll. There's a foul. It will go against Felix Aprecu.
And obviously, Philip Manalang understands his role on this team. And right off the bat, he saw that opening and decided to take it. And a lot of that confidence really comes from how much freedom Coach Mike Sagigit is giving his point guard.
We're now in the second half of this first quarter. I didn't even notice those 5 minutes go by.
Yeah, bilis no? And the action is so fast-paced and very entertaining, especially as you just saw Marquis knocking down shots from the outside.
Keith Pido checking in for the first time for Paranaque. Para naman sa South Cotabato, it's Enzo Hoson coming in for Coach Elvis Tolentino. Patriots up by 3. Castro, catch it, shoot. Nothing but bottom right there for Paulo Castro.
Paulo Castro, a scoring machine for Coach Mike Sagigit for a lot of years.
Playing under the Olivares College Sea Lions as well. The Ant-Man from downtown. JP Sarao grabs the rebound. Pido, nobody stopping him. Gives it out. Marquis couldn't remain perfect. Val Acuña had that rebound stolen momentarily, but Felix Sapreco gets it back for South Cotabato. What's the call going to be here? Is it a foul or... Yes, it is a foul against Keith Pido.
Yeah, Keith Pido. And I got a feeling we will see a lot of players going down on the floor because hustle is never going to be short. When you mention the names of Marquis, John Oduba, Alex Aprecu, those guys are really going to dive on the ball.
Those players that you mentioned definitely always trying to leave everything out on the floor for their respective squads. We've seen that throughout their careers. And they've made a name for themselves in that aspect of the game. Lead is 5 still for Paranaque, 12-7. Nico Elorde having difficulty. Naitawid ang bola dito laban kay Keith Pido. Val Acuña couldn't get his first shot down. Marquis another rebound. Keith Pido at the controls here for Paranaque. Double on the side. That's signature pressure defense of Coach Elvis Tolentino.
Yeah, kita mo yung switch ng identity. Nagpalit lang ng point guard and Lorder now in for Mark Cruz, and you feel that defensive presence kaagad, no?
You see Keith Pido and Nico Elorde just going at it here.
Malamang magkapit-bahay pa yan. Alam ko parehong taga-Paranaque.
Oo. And you know what? I'm not sure if I remember it right. Alam ko, related din sila eh.
Talaga?
You know, we're gonna have to check
All
that.
right, we're gonna check that later.
Keith Pido, though, getting the better of that matchup that time, and he extends this Patriots lead to 7.
Well, if that is true, well, ganun talaga sa basketball. Once you step inside the basketball court, you guys are warriors. No relatives in here.
Acuña, 0 out of 2 from three-point country. Aprecu, another offensive rebound. Enzo Hosons could not splash it down. Under 3 minutes to play here in the first. Sarao is down. Castro has the basketball. JP trying to post up. Itong si Felix Aprecu. Shot clock at 10. Sarao, former Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguard, and he gets tangled up with Christian Fajarito. Oh, what a highly physical matchup here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and we kind of expect that because these guys are really very physical players. Mahilig yan sa banggaan and a lot of physicality.
We didn't have that with the starters, but as soon as the bench players came in, talagang hindi na nagpatumpik-tumpik pa. JP Sarao, Felix Aprecu, Christian Fajarito, Nico Elorde, and Keith Pido also exchanging pleasantries here in the first quarter.
Tsaka yung tatlo na yan, visually nakikita mo magkakatabi. Pero the mere fact na magkwentuhan kayo, banggitin mo lahat ng tatlong apelido niyan, I'm sure ang isip mo agad physical yung game.
Referee Jay Castrovede, our crew chief for this ball game, now approaching Miguel Pere for the final verdict.
Well, and Paranaque's up by 7 right now. A lot of it has to do with their three-point makes. They're shooting 50% from 3.
Foul on number 10, Christian Fajarito. That's his first. It is a double warning between number 10, Christian Fajarito, and number 23, JP Sarao, both for unsportsmanlike behavior.
So the foul will be called against Christian Fajarito. It seems there was a double call on Sarao and Christian Fajarito. So it will just be a baseline inbound. But Coach Mike Sagigit is arguing that it should have been 2 shots.
Right, because he was attempting for but you know, I don't think maybe because he was still on the floor and trying to attempt and hasn't made a move to show na obviously tumitira talaga.
Mpbl trying to get the step against Nico Elorde. Castro, push shot, doesn't work. Valacuña with a rebound. John Ray Villanueva is in the game for the first time for Paranaque. Acuña blocked by Sarao.
Or somehow the OG scorers of South Cotabato, a little bit of struggle right now. John could not get anything going. Valacuña is trying to get some stuff too. But, you know, at a certain point in time, that ball's going to go through that net and they're going to get into that rhythm.
Fresh 14 to work with here for South Cotabato. Elorde wants a screen. He gets it from Aprecu. Elorde snaking his way past the defense. A lot of contact once again. Whistle blown against Paranaque. That's only their second team foul of this quarter.
Well, you could really feel the physicality of the game right now. There are certain, you know, actions that were not called, pero may physicality.
That's already 2 on Mpbl.
And I guess really it's just both teams want to keep that winning streak.
Both with impressive opening game victories. Poso into the corner. Elorde still has time to work with Nico. Leaves it, Fajarito. That looks like a 3-second violation.
But right now, offense not really fluid for South Cotabato. It's almost left to, you know, each man creating space for himself.
Well, Coach, you were head coach yourself. Is there any difficulty in having a big opening game victory against a relatively weaker squad and then going up against one of the contenders here, at least in the Northern Division, for your next game?
Well, first and foremost, so at least for the teams that I handle, we don't look at the opponents, and either way we play at our level. I mean, basketball's a game of levels. So if you're playing a lower team, you can't just lower your level because they're a lower team. You have to play to your levels, and there will be learnings along the way as you play, and you gotta improve on them and work on it so that you know you get to better levels for your team.
This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. And why do you think South Cotabato hasn't been playing to their level yet so far in this game?
Well, I think they're a little bit giddy right now. Medyo may konting gigil ano? Minsan siguro you feel you're that strong that you can just run over everyone else, but sometimes you gotta relax, do a little Zen stuff, and find your own peace and execute everything.
Did you happen to take some pages out of the book of Phil Jackson?
Oh, a lot. a lot of it. Like when I coach, I don't scold them for the most part on the floor. I call them in and I whisper to them why I had them subbed and what they did wrong.
At di ka rin ba tumatawag ng timeout agad?
Yeah. That's one thing that I also learned from Phil Jackson. I let the players decide among themselves. I'm not going to burn a timeout, lalo na in the early part of the game. You guys figured it out.
Both coaches haven't been calling ceasefire so far here in the first quarter. Patriots still up by 7 points at this point of the match. 1 minute and 19 seconds time remaining here in the opening frame. Nico Elorde having another tour of duty here for this Warriors squad as we take a look at his better half. Is Mitch Del Carmen, always in attendance for Nico's games. Yan talaga ang true love.
Oo naman. Diyan na ba tayo pupunta?
Ikaw nahanap mo na ako kasi.
Ayun.
1 minute and change remaining. A miss by Elorde. Leon Martel, who just checked into the game, did not finish on the break. Stopped by South Cotabato. Warriors in transition. Also gets the pass back. Misses badly on the three-point shot. Villanueva to the left side. Manalang, slight adjustment, could not make it work. We're going back and forth here. Elorde swatted away by JP Sarao. That is shot block number 2 for Mr. Sarao here in the first quarter.
Ayan naman ang forte rin talaga ng JP Sarao. I mean, defensively, that's his calling card, apart from post-ups and a lot of strength underneath.
And when you don't get enough lift on that shot, you could expect that kind of defensive stop coming from JP Sarao.
Yeah, kaya si JP Sarao, mahal na mahal rin yan. Oh, wow. Philip Manalang in pain.
Oh, I don't like what I'm seeing here. This is giving me some sort of flashback from that game of Quezon City. Richie Altamirano was also holding on to that same area of his ankle.
Did you see what happened? I didn't see it.
No, I also did not.
That was actually off ball.
It was away from play. We're hoping that it's nothing really serious, that it's only just the shock of the moment that made Philip go down with this kind of pain in his face. Take a look at the left side of your screen.
Oh, yeah.
Parang naiwanan ng pa ni Fajarito no? I don't think there was any movement from Elorde that could have caused it.
Yeah, parang wrong landing lang sa side ni ni Philip Manala, at least from what I saw.
Well, from that angle, it looks like he was tripped by Fajarito. I'm not sure if it was intentional or not. You guys be the judge of that. And then, yung landing niya hindi naging tama
Yeah. He was actually going to go and fill that corner as a standard, initial setup on that sideline triangle, but never got to it because he fell.
And Manalang needed the help of two of Paranaque's assistant coaches to troop back to that bench. This is not a good sign for them, considering how well Philip has been playing in his short tour of duty so far with Paranaque. It will take guys like Keith Pido and maybe even Jello Razon to organize the offense here in the absence of Philip Manalang, at least for this time being.
Well, a magiging challenge dyan is if you're slipping Jello Razon to the point guard, you're taking away much point production from your team, because Jello, to me, scores a lot coming from the wing. The only time that he gets to score more would be if he's got the one who grabs that rebound and, dashes on the other side of the floor for a fast break.
John Ray Villanueva could also be one of the guys that Coach Mike Sagigit could slide down over to that one spot to organize the offense for the Patriots. 39 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Referee Jay Castroverde now talking with Coach Mike Sagigit on what the call will be. Tingnan ulit natin. Watch Manalang dashing through the middle of your screens.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It twisted, no? As soon as he hit
the,
that foot of Fajarito.
Yeah, the left foot of Fajarito.
Fajarito will be charged with something here, I'm sure.
It is a accidental situation. Ball possession stays with Paranaque Patriots.
Oh, nothing. So, no call on Christian Fajarito.
Yeah, that's at least what Richard Tampos announced. It was an accidental situation. So no fouls will be called.
It was a jump ball situation resulting in Paranaque basketball. Razon ends up with a rock. It's now with Martel at the elbow. Razon. Familiar set there for Paranaque off that pinch post action. They keep it alive. It will stay with the Patriots with 12 on their shot clock.
Well, obviously, South Cotabato's already scouted that sideline out of bounds. They were able to get a little deflection and have somebody recover that action.
J.R. Olegario bagong pasok dito sa laro na to for Paranaque. He couldn't hit from that left corner. Definitely a foul against Olegario. bumping itong si Nico Elorde. That's number 4 on the Patriots.
So yes, the big question is how Oligario would actually respond to this opportunity. I mean, this is a good chance for him to show his stuff and what he's made of. But to be going up against Nico Elorde, that's easier said than done.
Oligario only played 3 minutes and 24 seconds in that game against Manila last week. Acuna steps on the line. That's going to be out of bounds in favor of Paranaque.
There were actually 2 guys who called that sideline out of bounds violation, outside violation. The referee and Coach Mike Sagigit.
Oh, hindi niya papalampasin yun. It happened right in front of him. South Cotabato really struggling with their offense here in this game, but just like that, it goes back to the Warriors.
Yeah, ito nararamdaman mo na yung need for a point guard because right here, just an inbound from the back, he couldn't get it in.
Coach Elvis Tolentino will burn a timeout here with 4.3 seconds remaining to draw up what could be their final possession of the quarter. We'll be back. .3 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Felix Apreco, Nico Elorde, and the rest of the South Cotabato Warriors down by 6 points. Let's see what Coach Elvis drew up out of that timeout. And we'll be inbounding from the baseline here. Both teams with 4 turnovers each. Nico needing a teammate. Villanueva making it hard for Hoson. 1 second on the clock. That was nowhere near close para kay John Ray Villanueva, and that's going to be it for the first 10 minutes of action between South Cotabato and Paranaque.
Well, it was a quarter with a lot of physicality and started off with Marquis hitting his shots from the outside. Kyle Tolentino first made that 3 going glass, and then followed by the 3s of Marquis, as you see right here, and really just very physical basketball in the first quarter, Javi.
Marquis with already 6 points, but 7 rebounds, Coach.
Oh, man.
And we're just at the end of the first quarter here. Keith Pido coming in and getting 2 quick fouls, but he did have a basket right there in a very heated matchup against Nico Elorde. The Patriots are up by 6. End of the first quarter score brought to you by GameX. Babalik ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. We are live from the Batangas City Coliseum. This is the second game of your Saturday triple header. This is South Cotabato versus Paranaque. Abby Palanya on the call, joined by Coach Mike Perez and Miss Gianna Lianes. So far, Paranaque up by 6 points against South Cotabato. Both of these teams winning their opening game matchups. Paranaque getting a victory over the Manila Stars 82-78, while South Cotabato dominating, demolishing, and what more could you say against Imus Agimat 105-65. You just saw the Mpbl leadership on your screens, led by Commissioner Kenneth Duremdes. Opening possession here for Paranaque. Marquis to the corner. Razon all alone, splashes that three-pointer.
Yan ang mahirap if they put that double on the wing on one side of the floor. Somebody's got to recover on the weak side once that ball gets swung.
John Wilson nagbabalik sa laro na to para kay Coach Elvis Tolentino. Forces that one up. No foul called, but still 2 points nonetheless for John Wilson.
Well, he's gonna score definitely in this match. Pero makikita mo yung degree of difficulty ng scoring. Medyo mahirap no?
That's definitely stepping on the half line right there for John Ray Villanueva. May madali bang ginagawa si John Wilson?
Parang wala nga, tama ka naman. I stand corrected.
But he makes those hard shots look very
easy, right?
3-possession ball game, 17-10. Cruz orchestrating the offense here. Nicole Sorella is in for Coach Elvis Tolentino. John Wilson will not force it. One on the shot clock. Wilson should have taken it.
Yeah, actually, two guys should have taken it, Wilson or Kyle.
Readily acknowledges to Coach Elvis Tolentino for that mishap. Offense continues to come slow for South Cotabato in this game, while Paranaque has been doing relatively well on their side of the floor. Keith Pido nagbabalik after getting 2 fouls in the first quarter. Markey gets the brush screen from Jello Razon. Shot clock winding down. Somebody's got to take it. That's a shot clock violation against Paranaque.
Ngayon, ramdam mo na yung diin ng depensa ng South Cotabato. I mean, time to tighten up that screw.
Ngayon, punta na tayo kay Gian Alianes.
Kwento ni Coach Mike that his team did receive a lot of doubt from naysayers on social media prior to the season starting, specifically daw about their lack of height. Kaya winning against Manila, a team filled with big men, was a huge morale boost for them. Alam niyo ba na itong Paranaque only had 2 tune-ups before the start of the season, and they were against collegiate teams. Pero ang naging game changer daw ay nung dumating si Markey, who initiated the importance of bonding with one another, which they used 1 day of practice to dedicate it just to that. They also actually activated James Abucan today, who did not play during the last game. Happy and Coach Mike?
Thank you so much, Gian. Well, a timeout will be taken here on the floor. We will be commenting on that report as we get back. 8 minutes and 10 seconds remaining here in the first half. The Paranaque Patriots continue to hold on to this lead against the South Cotabato Warriors. As we take a look at the numbers of Markey, 18 and 18, including 3 assists and 2 blocks. 16 of those 18 coming in the first half. Monster numbers para kay Markey.
And 6 of that 18 coming from three-point country too.
It's just crazy how well he continues to play despite the advanced age, and he doesn't seem to be slowing down here in his Mpbl career. Former champion with the Davao Occidental Tigers, almost won one more championship playing for Bacoor City last year, just falling short against the Pampanga Giant Lanterns.
Kaya maganda yung yung report ni Diana about Markey actually coming in and telling them na magbanding tayo, And I think I saw that reel. I see Mark Cruz right there hitting that 3. I saw that reel and nakaupo pa nga si Markey. He was trying to chop off yung buhok. Pinabalatan niya yung buhok. So that type of bonding, that very bare bonding with the players, just to build a little chemistry in there.
He knows what it takes to be able to get far and maybe even go all the way to the championship. As you take a look at this 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. By the way, that's the first make of South Cotabato since Kyle Tolentino's 3-point shot to start the game.
So that reel was very symbolic. I mean, you see Markey seated, and siya yung gumagawa habang lahat ng mga kakampi niya nakatingin sa kanya, pinanonood siya habang chinachop niya yung buhok. I mean, a lot of humility there, I guess, for Mark.
Markey being fouled right there by Nicole Sorella. Well, for Mark, it doesn't matter to him what he does as long as he tries to lead by example, whether it be things that rookies or new guys should be doing, or veterans should, wala siyang problema. He will do anything it takes to be able to get his team a victory.
Yeah, I think that's a key profile of Marquis. And kahit saan team pumunta yan, he's gonna rub off his identity on that team.
5-point lead for the Patriots, 18-13. Wilson posting up the smaller Paulo Castro on that right block. There's going to be a foul against him.
Medyo mahirapang i-cover si Paulo Castro yung kung post up versus John Wilson. John Wilson is just too crafty and has got that footwork and that strength to finish it off at the post.
Jervy goes to Wilson. They go to Tolentino at the corner. Back to John. Wilson for 3, in and out. Another rebound para kay Markey. He is 1 away from getting 10 rebounds in this match. Happy to see Philip Manalang back in this game.
That's right. That's really good news. Pero pag tinignan mo yung lineup ng South Cotabato kanina, there were 4 shooters actually available on the floor, with the exception of Mpbl, who can actually shoot it perimeter-wise. But on the 3, you got very capable and able shooters from there.
Cruz brings it up. The Ant-Man losing it to Philip Manalang. Razon gets the bounce pass. What a setup right there coming from Philip Manalang.
Yun ang difference na sinasabi ko. Off ball, Jello can get that ball and score as opposed to him bringing it down directly. Mas deadly si Jello lalo pagka walang bola at kumagalaw at kumakat.
He's just proven to be a talented scorer despite that height, and back-to-back hits right there for the former Perpetual Help Altas.
Yeah, that's his sanctuary. I mean, cutting in open spaces and getting in the open floor and trying to finish. That's just Jello Razon right there.
Happy to be seeing him also back in full strength after going down with a knee injury late in the season last year.
Yeah, and it's always good news to be hearing that, not just from Jello, but even the other players.
Clean swipe coming from Mark Yee. Paranaque looking to extend this 9-point lead. Manalang gets past the defense, kicks it out. Razon gets it back from Yee. Razon turns the corner, pocket pass to Mark, intercepted by Wilson. He has Cruz ahead of the back, chased down by Mark Yee, but contact downstairs. Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
It's crazy how he's still able to make these kinds of plays on the run, chasing down an even faster player in Mark Cruz.
Who was 3 steps ahead of him. I mean, kind of allowed. That was a length that he had to catch up on. And good thing that Mark's able to come up. And he's going to take these free throws. But again, I am just as surprised as you are with the amount of effort by Marquis.
Coach Mike Sagigit will be challenging this. But boy, you know, whatever comes out of this, still, you gotta applaud Marquis for that kind of play that he made.
And you go back to that steal on the other end by Nicole Sorella. I mean, that's just heads-up basketball. He knew that they were trying to blitz the Jello on that drive and wait for that pocket pass and made himself available on the drop coverage. Kasi alam mo, si Marquis is one of those players that can actually, you can reject his screen because he can pick and pop. Not every big can do that. Normally, pag nakita mo yung big, you qualify, and kailangan gamitin yung screen because he's not a pick and pop guy, you know, and he's not a good processor in terms of swinging the ball over and finding open men. But Marquis, he's got all of that all together.
And you know, perhaps when he does retire, I don't know when that will be, he will. Jump ball. All right. So the coach's challenge is successful, but the ball will go to South Cotabato because of the jump ball situation. So no foul will be called against Marquis. But you know, as I was saying, when Marquis maybe retires, he might make a foray into coaching. I don't think malayo mangyari.
I agree too. The guy just has so much passion for the game.
And has so much to give.
Right.
Nakita mo dun sa last huddle nila, siya ang
kumukrokies. Ibang klase rin talaga ito si Mark.
Paranaque in some sort of zone here. Elorde gets a screen from Hamito. Tolentino takes it, could not make it. A tap goes to Paranaque. Amazing that Paranaque has been shifting to that zone for a few possessions here in the first half, despite the many shooters that South Cotabato has. It's like they're daring them to shoot.
Right. Talagang, itira mo sa labas, diyan mo kami talunin. But JP Sarao, speaking of tira from the labas, you don't leave him out there. He's really good from perimeter.
First basket of the game para sa kanya. Barely saw action last year with Nueva Ecija under Coach Gerson Cabildes. I'm sure he's relishing this opportunity to be able to play under Coach Mike Sagigit with so much more floor burn.
Yeah.
Sorella from the perimeter. That doesn't bounce in. Markey already with 10 rebounds in this game. Drag screen coming from Mark. Manalang. Back to the living legend of the Mpbl. Paranaque throws it away.
That one was too deep a pass.
Sorella getting it on the cut to the basket, but Manalang tapping it from behind, getting a little arm. That's a foul against him. This fast break of the game is brought to you by New Star Max. Win to the max. Philip Manalang connecting once again with Jello Razon.
And prior to those two fast breaks by Jello Razon, both teams actually were 0 in that department. And that was the only time that we saw a fast break point, a couple of them both coming from Jello Razon.
Sorella sinks the first free throw. Former San Beda Red Lion only played close to 6 minutes against Imus, but he was 2 out of 3 from the field at 6 points. Always has been a serviceable big man whichever team he goes to.
And sometimes you really just to understand your role and know what's expected of you.
24-15. 4 minutes and change remaining here in the first half. Castro, that's a spot that he loves.
Yan yung mga isa sa mga players talaga na you love on a catch and shoot situation.
And he's been playing under this system for years already. Very smart in picking his spots in that triangle. Jammer Hamito gets it on the hook shot.
Na medyo kontra-chepo yung spin niya versus sa right-hand defense ni JP Sarao.
O kaya sinasabi nila mas mahirapan kayo makakabantay ng kaliwete dahil baliktad yung naging kamay.
Tsaka either side of the floor, deadly. Diba? Either shots from outside or dribble penetrations.
Castro couldn't get the roll on the shot. Tolentino, that's a hot potato that Jammer Hamito could not catch. He lets out his frustration on the A-board on that baseline. Coach Elvis Tolentino will pluck out Enzo Hoson from that South Cotabato bench.
And I think yung frustration na yun is coming from wala pa silang nasa-score sa fast break. A lot of opportunities for them to do so, but it's really the defense of the Patriots either delaying them from the back or recovering in the front.
Natawagan ng technical dito si Jammer Hamito. After kicking the A-board, he was called for unsportsmanlike behavior. That's apparently the second infraction already of this game para kay Jammer. So Markey will be taking the technical free throw here. Paranaque as a team is only 2 out of 5 from the line this evening.
And that's something they gotta work on.
Let's get this out of the way. We'd like to greet Joel Mendoza, one of the team managers of the Paranaque Patriots, galing kay Boss Jamal Vizcara, and also Mayor Attorney Tessa Constantino of Malugon, Sarangani Province. Happy viewing to everybody as well watching on Facebook, YouTube, MPTV Channel 98, and Satellite Channel 53, as well as on the Pilipinas Live app. Philip Manalang getting his second basket of the game. Lead is still a dozen here for Paranaque. Hoson could not connect from the outside. The three-pointers haven't been falling down here for South Cotabato, but thankfully Val Acuña gets the score there inside.
This is a significant dip on their performance on the previous game from 3. They were shooting, what, I think 40% from there in their last match. Right now, they're only 14%. Pretty low, if you ask me.
They were 16 out of 39 from beyond the arc, coach.
Yeah.
Val Acuña answering the call right there, knocking it down from the outside. Back-to-back hits for the former UE Red Warrior.
Just in time to try and close out the quarter strong, even the half, so that they gain a little momentum come the second.
Razon trying to lose Enzo Hoson. Marquis sets the screen. Jello sets up Mark. Yi gets it to go. Double-double already para kay Marquis. 10 points and 10 rebounds.
Yan ang kagandahan talaga eh, pag na-involve mo sa two-man action. Val again.
Oh, that almost went down. That's a heat check right there for Acuña. Rebound controlled by Marquis. Manalang spots up, pulls up, and gets it to go.
It seems that foot's been holding up real easy.
6 points in the game for Philip Manalang to go with his 5 assists. Aprecu looking at his options against JP Sarao. Sorella pops out. Back irons that jumper. Razon taps it to himself. Loses it. Ball on the floor. Back with Paranaque. Manalang, that's a foul against Nico Elorde.
Yeah, scramble defense here as they try to hurry back in transition.
This play of the game is brought to you by Buenas. Beautiful music being played together by Marquis and Jello Razon.
Kita mo na JP Sarao really sticking to the system. I mean, middle ball screen, postman or corner man, same side, clears out to leave that entire space for the roller to decide.
Jello Razon and Marquis, the 2 leading scorers in this game for Paranaque. We'll take a short break. 1 minute and 2 seconds remaining in the first half. Philip Manalang and the Paranaque Patriots up by 11 points here, 33-22. Felix Aprecu and the rest of the South Cotabato Warriors have been having trouble knocking down shots here in the first half. 8 out of 30 from the field. That's 26%.
Yeah, actually, all of their field goal percentages have dipped, considering where they came from in that, huge win against Imos. But I guess Paranaque is a different animal altogether.
Definitely a much more different squad from last year with the addition of Marquis, Philip Manalang, Jello Razon. Still continues to be one of the top guns for Coach Mike Saguit. Just could not knock down a shot on that possession. South Cotabato with a chance to go 2 for 1. They go quick here. Val Acuña from the outside.
You wouldn't want Val Acuña trailing a play, unguarded.
Especially top of the key. That's a spot he loves.
Right, straight on.
Acuña with 8 points all here in the second quarter. 9 seconds on the shot clock for Paranaque. Razon double teamed on the right side. Manalang, couple of dribbles, pull up, won't work. Martello offensive rebound, short. Possession secured by Nicole Sorella. Acuña goes to the corner. Tolentino fires, no go. And that's gonna be it for the first 20 minutes of action. South Cotabato finishing strong here in the second quarter.
Well, a lot of action back and forth, more fast breaks, I guess, for both teams. And you see Marquis trying to share some stuff to John Ray, but really better action right there for Marquis in the half.
Check out the numbers here. Paranaque is trying to even better his performance from the last game. 10 points, 11 rebounds, already a double-double para sa kanya. He had 16 and a half in their first game against Manila. They're up 33-25. The end of first half score is brought to you by GameX.
Welcome back to Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. You are witnessing halftime of our second game for today between South Cotabato and Paranaque. The score is 33-25 in favor of Paranaque. Muli ako po si Gianna Llanes at kasama ko po ang mga miyembro ng Satellite powered by Signal. Their territory sales manager si Sir Cian Luzon at ang dealer coordinator na si Ma'am Carmi Rondero. Sir Cian, I'll ask you first, anong sulit sayang offer para sa mga Satellite subscribers ang available po today dito sa Mpbl?
Okay, sa mga nanonood po dito sa ating Coliseum, pwede na po kayo mag-avail ng satellite kung saan po mapapanood ang ating Mpbl. Mapapanood nyo po lahat ng mga paborito nyong teams, pati mga paborito nyong player. Habang may promo po kami, mag-avail po tayo. Merong buy one, take one load po tayong available ngayon.
Sounds good. Ano naman po ang mapapanood sa Satellite Sakto Load 149?
Ayan, sulit na sulit po talaga ang load sakto na 149 dahil po dito mapapanood nyo po ng live. At the same time po, yung mga channel po natin, meron po tayong channel ng mga pangbata, meron din po tayong channel na pang mga movies. So mag-avail lang po tayo at mag-load ng 149.
Maraming salamat po, Sir Cian. Ma'am Carmi, kayo naman po, paano po makakapag-subscribe or makakabili ng load ang mga gustong manood ng Mpbl at marami pang palabas sa satellite?
Opo. To all Batanggenyos, inaanyayahan po namin kayo. Pasyal na po kayo sa aming TP Hub, Innovation Marketing, E&J Building, Evangelista Street, Batangas City. And please like and follow our Facebook page, Signal-Batangas-Innovation Marketing. Maraming salamat po.
And of course, that is satellite powered by Signal. Magbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
We are at halftime here between the Paranaque Patriots and the South Cotabato Warriors. The team of Coach Mike Sagigit up by 8 points, 33-25 here after the first 20 minutes of action. This is Javi Balanya alongside Coach Mike Perez and Ms. Gianna Lianes. And Coach, you're looking at the numbers here on our screens. What stands out to you the most in that first half?
Well, it's the three-point shooting, actually. 3 out of 7 for Paranaque, getting in 42%. Almost the same attempts across in terms of field goals, but really better efficiency for Paranaque, and most of it really coming from the three-point area. And rebounds as well in the lead for Paranaque, and really just more distribution of the rock with 11 versus 7, still in favor of the Patriots.
The Patriots, they dominated the glass against a very taller squad in the Manila Stars in their opening game. They had 51 rebounds as against only 46 for the Stars in that game. Can Paranaque hold on to this lead to go up 2-0, or will South Cotabato make this even more interesting? We start the third quarter here with Manalang, Jello Razon, Paulo Castro, John Uduba, and Marquis here for Paranaque. Castro from the elbow at rims out. A tip in, falls through para kay John Uduba.
Sometimes it's really just effort that you need in order for you to contribute to your team, right? That one, Oduba with a tip in after clear action inside the paint.
Cal Tolentino joined by Christian Fajarito, Micol Sorella, Enzo Hoson, and Felix Aprecu. Fajarito top of the circle, 3 short. Offensive rebound, Enzo Hoson overshoots the mark. Aprecu, third serving, no good. Offensive foul called against South Cotabato.
And Apreco caught using his left hand to actually ward off against Uduba, who got displaced on the baseline. And still, yung three-pointer's been a challenge here, at least to start the third quarter para dito sa South Cotabato Warriors.
Definitely not a good look on the face of Coach Elvis Tolentino after a botched opportunity there for South Cotabato. Manalang dumps it down low. Razon, a few feet away from the three-point line. That's no problem for Jello Razon.
And no problem for the Paranaque Patriots at all. I mean, you pick your spots, you get to them, and you try and score. Ganun din naman ang ginagawa ng South Cotabato, pero hindi talaga ma-basket from outside.
5 quick ones here for Paranaque. Meanwhile, South Cotabato still yet to score. Ozon has no baskets yet in this game. Shot clock winding down. Tolentino back to Enzo. Hoson airballs that 3. Shot clock did not reset. That's a violation against South Cotabato.
Well, South Cotabato is actually a plus 13 when it comes to three-point attempts.
But it's the attempts, coach, the makes going the way here Paranaque, as we take a look at that three-point shot brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances.
And only because all the defense gets sucked inside once that ball goes deeper. And you're just leaving shooters outside. Oh, what a cut.
Give-and-go play right there for Paranaque. Impressive that the Patriots have been running their offense this kind of way, considering the new pieces in their lineup and with the short preparation time that they had, playing only 2 tune-up games as compared to South Cotabato, which had already a lot of games under the belt as a group when they played in that preseason tournament.
Well, credit the adjustments of Coach Mike Sagigit, you know, not sticking solely on the triangle, but trying to find out different ways to tweak it a little bit, considering his personnel.
Coach Mike Sagigit has always been known to be one of the great tactical coaches here in the league. Also in his collegiate career with Olivares and Perpetual. He will be taking a back seat in the upcoming NCAA Wars. The new Altas head coach, Olsen Nacela. Castro scoops it up. A little bit too strong. Sorella with another rebound.
That could have been an opportunity to score again. And so, ano ba ang babantayan mo? Yung shot from the outside or yung penetrations? John Wilson finally getting one from outside.
That's a much-needed basket and his first three-point shot of the game. 40-28 is the count. Yi looking for Manalang on the left side. 7 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Uduba, don't really see him shooting a lot of threes. And he says sorry right away to Coach Mike after that attempt. Castro will come out. Johnny Villanueva will come in. Let's now go to Gian Lianes at courtside.
Happy and Coach Mike, matagal ng coach itong si Coach Elvis dito sa Mpbl. Pero sabi niya, in order to grow as a coach, he is always willing to take on developmental teams. It's new for him daw to coach a team na puro veterano, mga household name pa dito sa Mpbl. Kaya mahalaga sa kanya na laging maging responsive. Marami daw silang hindi na-execute na play sa depensa, kaya yun talaga ang focus nila sa half na ito. He tells his players, take this game seriously. Paranaque may be young, but there are no pushovers. Back to you guys.
Definitely so. Thank you, Gianna. And you know, what was impressive for me in that preseason tournament, Coach, was how well South Cotabato was able to respond to the demands on defense of Coach Elvis Tolentino. But in this game, we're not seeing that.
Yeah. And very spot on yung kinuwento na yun ni Liana. I mean, it's really different if you're handling of pure pros, really experienced versus developmental. As we see this corner exit screen once again. This time, John misses. And ibang level talaga yun eh. And so you have to bring all these really good stars to play together as a group in cohesion for your team to be able to perform really well.
Uduba doubled right there on the left side. He felt like he had the advantage against Wilson, but Tolentino coming over to help. It's 14 here for the Patriots. Double high screen set for the Ant-Man. Mark Cruz draws a foul against John Uduba.
I guess that's one aspect of the game of South Cotabato that we've missed so far. I mean, for the most part, back when they were Jensen, you see Mark Cruz involving real two-man action with Jervy Cruz and with John Wilson waiting on some side of the floor, either be it on the strong side corner or the weak side corner. But right now, it's different players altogether trying to create and initiate the offense para dito sa South Cotabato Warriors.
This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, sa subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. So does that mean because of that, because of what you just said, Coach, is that creating a difficulty for South Cotabato right now?
Well, not really. I guess it's really just a matter of making those shots, picking which spots that you get to. And right now, they're getting shots from the outside, mostly unchallenged, but they're really just not making it. Kanina, we saw Val Acuña, who's just checking in, hitting a couple from the outside. And so it's still within their rhythm shots, really that not going in.
Acuña making 8 quick ones at the tail end of our second quarter. As you take a look at the field goal story, big disparity in that department. 46% for Paranaque, only 25 for the Warriors. Marquis missing from the outside. Sorella on the run. Sorella challenging the defense of Yi. That's good honest defense by the Mpbl's living legend.
And yung last stat line na pinakita natin ngayon, makikita mo talagang it's really just a matter of makes. Mas nakakatakot niyan kung walang attempts, no? So they have their attempts, really just need to make it.
Paranaque veering away from the triangle here in the third quarter. They've been running that motion offense for the most part of this period. Cruz to the corner. Wilson from the outside, no good. Razon skies for the rebound. He now has 5.
Yung katulad yun, mga normal na tira ni John Wilson yun, di ba? Spots na yun, area na yun, sweet spot, pero hindi mga basket talaga eh.
Sarao sets the screen for Razon. Looks a pass, Marquis. Back-to-back misses. Another opportunity here for Paranaque. That's too much space for Razon, but he could not hit.
And the person is just a little bit lower now in the third quarter. Marquis, Jello Razon, John Wilson, those guys can hit it, but not just falling.
And those are open looks.
Agree.
Another miss by South Cotabato. Paranaque on the other side. Razon dancing with Hamito. Razon might have gotten clipped on the arm. No whistle was blown on the baseline.
John's gonna pull up here.
Wilson, the crossover, gets it to the lane. The drop pass, Jammer Hamito for 2.
Ayan ang experience. Alam niya, nahihirapan siya pumuntos. May kakampi ako nasa baba. He's the least guarded. Give it up to him and make him make those shots. Closer range, better percentage.
Well, that's a thing for John Wilson. He is a deadly scorer, but he is also very willing
Passer, yeah.
Razon trying to answer back. Also couldn't hit from the outside. Wilson at hop step into the lane. He loses the basketball. It will go to Paranaque.
But again, you have to marvel at the effort of Marquis.
As we take a look at this fast break of the game brought to you by New Star Max. Win to the max. John Wilson and Jammer Hamito connecting for that basket.
Ganda ng lead niya ni John Wilson. Got past the primary defense of Pido. Understood there was a secondary defense in Sarao. Dopped it up to Jammer. And that help side defense came in late.
Yi, who already has a double-double in this game, will take a breather. A couple of guys off the bench. Actually, 3 guys para kay Coach Mike Sagigit. Mpbl, Lian Martel, and Paulo Castro. Sarao looking to back down Jammer Hamito. Instead, he goes for the jumper. He squishes that one through.
I'm not a huge fan of everyone else just standing around once that ball gets to that post, but since that's a made basket, we'll take it. Sometimes it's really better if you have weak side action once that ball goes down that low. So your post not only has that post-up option, he finds cutters inside.
Take a look at that previous shot by JP Sarao facing up against Hamito. Despite the hand in his face, draining that jumper.
And malaking bagay doon yung inside reverse pivot na ginawa ni JP Sarao. Good cut in there. Pajarito getting that basket. That inside reverse pivot really created that space for him to make that jumper.
That's his first basket of the game. Keith Pido almost splitting. Regains control. Castro into the lane.
Wow.
2 points on the right side for Paulo Castro.
That's the power of a 1-2 stride if you're a guard. Staying in control right through traffic.
6 puntos na sa laro na to. He could go for 8 and he definitely will. Personal 4-0 blast by Paulo Castro. The lead back up to 14.
And it's the fast break points now that's killing South Cotabato Warriors, at least for those last 2 possessions.
Well, including the inside points, coach.
Yeah.
Plus 12 in that department are the Paranaque Patriots.
And a lot of those inside points really are coming from fast breaks too.
South Cotabato trying to figure out the solution to their problems here. Parito turns the ball over. Patriots on the run again. Villanueva, 1 man to beat, leaves it for Martel. That's a pushover coming from Lian Martel. Offensive foul.
Yeah, medyo may kasamang gigil na rin yun and frustration.
Villanueva had an opportunity to go for the basket, but take a look at that shot. Difficult one at that para kay Paulo Castro.
Talk about slowing down that 0 step that we always mention, Javi. It really just gives you more options on what to do with those remaining 2 steps that you have.
That has really become abundant in today's game. A slowing of the 0 step into a hop step or a slow Euro step. Maybe even a Pinoy step.
Correct.
That was a jam by Jammer Hamito, but it will not count. A foul before that. That's going to go against Lian Martel. Back-to-back fouls against him.
Immediately, tinawag dito si Lian Martel. Telling him na, don't foul so much because you're killing the momentum.
Paranaque is now over the limit with still 1 minute and 22 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Pajarito getting his first free throw to drop. Christian Pajarito played high school basketball for the FEU Baby Tamaraws. Castro leaking out. Paulo Castro cherry picking on the other side.
Well, once again, it's another fast break point. Transition defense now would matter.
Oson goes to Felix Aprecu. Enzo gets it back. Oson continues to struggle, but Pajarito going on a run here for South Cotabato.
And we've used those two words a lot of times when describing the shooting of South Cotabato. Continues to struggle.
There's the miss, but thankfully for South Cotabato, Christian Fajarito is there to clean up the mess. Fajarito completes the bonus just like that. He has 6 points in this game.
And all of them coming from this quarter, I guess. This is so much better a quarter for Christian.
He was in a lot of physical encounters in that first half that could have brought him away from focusing on the game.
Correct. Masyado na preoccupied dun eh, no?
Sarao goes inside. Might have been a block by Apreku. South Cotabato now pushing. No advantage. Acuna takes it inside. Sarao, what a feed. Oh, Villanueva just could not get to it.
Literal, ran out of real estate. Naubos.
Pero parang saktong-sakto lang yung pasa. No?
Medyo tumigil rin ng konti kasi si John Ray. Akala niya yung spot papunta sa kanya.
27.4 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Tolentino played some point guard for South Cotabato late in that game against Imus. Wilson tries to go inside and he will get the whistle. 2 shots coming up for the former JRU Heavy Bomber.
I guess one thing that Coach Elvis was trying to do with Apreku right there on the elbow with the ball was try to do a get action as much as possible. You don't want Apreku to be doing a dribble weave because there's a good chance that ball's going to be picked from him. And so with no one coming, no choice for Apreku but to go and dribble weave the other end.
Wilson previously held the scoring record here in the Mpbl. He had 45 points a few years back until a guy named Jeff Viernes went on to score 50 against the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards last year. And he was still playing for the Sarangani Marlins.
Oh yeah, and John Wilson is never short of competing.
Definitely. I was telling him after that game, they actually had the game after that. I was telling him, no, will you go for 52, 55? Well, I did not expect something to happen, but apparently Paranaque making sure that they get the final say of the third quarter. J.R. Olegario, who has not made an impact in this game. Look at what happened here.
This is not even an easy move at all. And in between, with that extra step, outstretched arms, going glass, that's good.
0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, no contributions on the box score whatsoever for J.R. Olegario, but what a way to enter the party here for Paranaque.
And he's so efficient, he's shooting 100%.
53-40 is the count, the end of third quarter score, brought to you by GameX. JP Sarao and the Paranaque Patriots up by 13 points here to begin our fourth and final frame. If you just tuned in, J.R. Olegario was virtually unknown in this game, finishing the third quarter with a difficult shot from the outside. A one-legged, one-handed heave from beyond the three-point line. As you take a look at our quarter scoring on your screens, Paranaque still leading here in this game.
Well, even better than at least yung first quarter na production nila na only 8 points. At some point, 9 lang sila kanina, approaching the last 2-3 minutes. But good thing they were still able to score towards the end.
South Cotabato moving the ball from right to left. Cruz could not get that one to go. Wilson taps it to a teammate. Cruz, second try, he will not miss 2 straight.
Well, the more attempts, the more chances of getting those shots in. That's how it is. But you cannot just overlook your perimeter game as well, because you have very able perimeter players in South Cotabato. And more importantly, to your point kanina off air, they got to go back in defense in transition.
They've been giving a lot of fast break opportunities to Paranaque, especially off misses. Give and go here, Pajarito to Tolentino for 2.
There you go. That's a better action right there. A little pistol movement between Pajarito and Kyle Tolentino.
This lead is down to just 8 points after Paranaque was leading by 14 heading into this fourth quarter.
Yeah. I'd like to take this chance to give a shout out to my son, Justin Perez. He's on his way to game and SK to coach the Villa Carolina 1 team. Good luck to you guys, and hopefully you get a win finally in your second match.
Happy viewing as well to everybody tuned in on MPTV channel 98, satellite channel 53, Facebook, YouTube, and on the Filipinas Live app. This is Javi Palanya on the call alongside Coach Mike Perez.
Oh, wow.
Jello Razon snaking his way past the defense, a little in and out, rising for the jumper, and then knocking it down, nothing but bottom.
Just to add to how difficult that shot was, look at how spaced they are. Spacing not so good right there, and 2 defenders rising on that snake dribble and attempt by Jello Razon. What more can you ask for if you're Coach Mike Sagigit?
Razon extends the lead back to double digits, 56-45. 13 points na sa laro na to para kay Jello. Wilson, 1 dribble pull-up, no good. Markey with a rebound. That's 15 rebounds in the game for Markey to go along with his 10 points and 3 assists. Philip Manalang nagbalik na sa laro na to para kay Coach Mike. Castro turns the corner, crossover, gets it back to Yi. Sarao all alone beyond the arc, no go. Cruz taps it to Wilson. Sorella with Sarao in front of him. Pajarito wants it against Markey.
Man,
that's just experience for you.
Oh, wow. Did you see that defense by Markey? Gave that enough separation, allowing Pajarito to spin and eventually tipping that ball away from him.
But what was more impressive to me, Coach, was the timing on how he pulled the chair.
That's right. Ay, gulay.
He let Pajarito gain that contact and then bigla niyang iniwanan.
Oh, at saka alam niya spin middle eh. Diba? He was waiting for that spin going middle.
Excellent read. That is years of experience for you. Galing kay Mark Yi.
Really aging like fine wine, like what you said earlier, Javi.
I wish I could say something better, but that's could be one of the best ways I could picture his career.
Totally agree.
Patriots looking to extend this double-digit advantage. That will be an offensive foul on Mark Cruz, as it looked like Markey decked him as they set up that offense.
Well, that's the second time we saw both Marks in a little bit of action. One earlier where Mark blocked Cruz's layup in transition. This time around, right here on a little screen action.
Jello Razon tried to get that steal against Enzo Hoson. Had his hands in the cookie jar that time. A little bit of a slow start here in the fourth quarter for both squads.
But those 2 quick fouls are adding up to the team foul situation of Paranaque, and that might be something that South Cotabato could use to their advantage.
Sorella from the elbow.
There you go. He's always had that perimeter range in him.
Manalang going all the way. Nobody stopping the basketball again. And Mark Yee, offensive rebound and put back. We've seen that a million times throughout his career and we still are not tired of it.
Parang ang sarap kausap nito si Marky na marami mong gusto itanong sa kanya eh, no?
Sorella, back-to-back hits. That time it was a three-point shot.
And I am not surprised with Nicole making these shots from outside. I mean, he really has got that.
Yee receives it quite a bit far away from his comfort zone. Castro on the handoff. Short on the jumper. Cruz looks ahead. Decides to go inside. Leaves it. Sorella could not get three straight. Manalang will slow things down here for Paranaque. Almost 4 minutes gone by here in the last quarter of the game. Razon down to Marquis. He has the advantage over Enzo Hoso and decides not to use it because Jello Razon will be raining it down from the outside.
Let's run that back. That was a three-pointer by Jello, but that was a feed by Mark Yee coming off the post.
6 out of 15 from the outside for Paranaque. South Cotabato, though, could not pick up from where they left off in terms of shooting the ball from the outside against the Imus Agimat. It has been a struggle, actually, entirely to put points on the board. Acuna will try to change that. That's an air ball.
South Cotabato still has that firepower. And, you know, these guys got to settle down. This is just a 9-point deficit with that much talent on your team. And, you know, 5 more minutes left. Still have enough to come back.
Lead actually at 11, coach. 61 to 50.
Yeah, 61.
Oson onto the elbow. Hamito hands it off to Cruz. Mark from the outside, in and out. Jammer, offensive rebound, basket and one.
Now this is back to a 9-point game. 5-possession game with 5 minutes left. That's still, even a 3-possession game on 3 three-pointer makes, that's still very much doable. But more importantly, you gotta run back on defense. Now, how do you counter yung fast break ng Paranaque? One, anybody who gets that defensive rebound, you gotta check him so that he doesn't easily push that ball to a guard. Secondly, the other guys gotta run back.
The Warriors, they continue to struggle from the outside. They're 7 out of 31 now from three-point country. As Jammer Hamito completes the three-point play, we go to Gian Lianes.
Coach Mike actually attests his team's success so far to being holistically composed, but I'll actually be back with the rest of my report after this break.
This was a shot by Mpbl Sorella just a few moments ago. And that brings our lucky fan of the game, brought to you by Buenas.
And those shots by Mpbl Sorella really crucial in keeping, you know, alive the hopes of South Cotabato. As you see, Coach Elvis Costello, he's not panicking. He understands what he has and the time that he's got as well in this game.
Balik tayo kay Gian Lianes.
Yes, as I was mentioning earlier, Coach Mike attests his team's success so far to being holistically composed. Kwento niya na he himself has been through a lot during his coaching career at chance niya daw itong Mpbl season na ito to redeem himself. Another thing na natutunan niya kay Marky ang kahalagahan ng Bible study before the game and Bible study 1 day a week during practice. This gave them the mindset said daw na kahit seemingly sila ang underdog, kaya nilang manalo as long as the purpose is bigger than themselves. And that became his reminder this last huddle. They have to be holistically composed and remember their purpose. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Gianna. Holistically composed. I love that coming from Coach Mike Sagigit as Paulo Castro continues to rain down shots here in this game for Paranaque.
And he's been holistically accurate too from 3. Speaking of Paulo Castro.
64 to 53. Cruz. Oh, that's Elorde with a runner in the lane. Marquis committing the personal. Elorde, though, looks like he's hurt holding on to that right shoulder.
Holding on his right shoulder still.
Castro, a little bit of a hesitation right there. Oh, looks like he was stepping on the line. So just a 2-pointer for Paulo Castro.
Yeah, that's a long 2 rather.
So our score adjusted to 63 to 53. After that revision on the shot by Paulo Castro. Elorde now at the line for 2 shots.
It looks like that shoulder is okay, which is a good sign for Nico. But kanina, makita mo yung coverage ni Marquis, drop coverage, waited. And he didn't just stand there. He actually challenged the shot. Yung nga lang, na-foul niya si Nico. But you love that, even the drop coverage is actively challenging those shots inside.
1 out of 2 for Elorde. South Cotabato is 11 out of 14 as a squad from the free throw line tonight. Marquis figuring in another battle for that loose ball. This time against John Wilson, who's called for the personal. Well, he just is relentless in getting those 50-50s.
And when you talk about longevity too.
Just a testament to how well he has taken care of his body throughout the years. Talking about Marquis. And may kwento nga yun na ang ating operations chief na si Emer Oreta as Castro knocks down the jumper. We'll get to that right after the break. A timeout taken here by Coach Elvis Tolentino. South Cotabato continuing to struggle against this Paranaque Patriots squad. This is the play of the game brought to you by Buenas. Paulo Castro coming to life once again here in the 4th quarter. The lead is 11 for Paranaque. We will be taking a short break. 4 minutes remaining in this game. Paulo Castro tonight with 14 points on 6 out of 13 shooting from the field. Castro was only good for 4 points against Manila in over 17 minutes of play. And after the timeout, that's a much-needed basket for South Cotabato. Sorella continues to give life here to the Warriors.
Now you got to get that stop here. Make it difficult for them to even cross past half court.
65 to 56. Well, Tolentino just let Jello Razon rather get past the timeline. These guys, familiar foes in the NCAA. Of course, Kyle playing for the Letran Knights, while Razon seeing action for the Perpetual Help Altas.
Yeah, but you like the length of Kyle Tolentino covering Jello Razon, except for that hit and the latter part when he got called for that foul. It's playing excellent defense.
Barito pressuring near the free throw line. Razon, time winding down here for Paranaque. Razon from Steph Curry country. He's been hitting those shots. Nearly got that down. Barito has the advantage against Castro. They swing the ball around. Sorella, can he get another basket? No. Razon is leaking out. Manalang decides that they don't need to rush.
Yeah. Good decision too by Philip. Gotta understand time and score.
Under 3 minutes to play. Markey fakes the shot. Take much more time off of the 24. He looks at the clock. 2 on the shot clock. That's a miss. Wilson on to Tolentino. Cruz, catch, set, fire, splash!
2-possession game, down 6. Still pretty much in this.
65 to 59. This is far from over.
But basketball is always about making shots and getting stops. Now you get some stops. You got to play at both ends.
Philip Manalang, 8 points, 3 rebounds, 7 assists. He gets the handoff to the corner. Castro creates separation.
Oh.
Paulo Castro draining it from the baseline as we enter the final 2 minutes, brought to you by GameX.
Well, how about the composure of Paulo Castro right there? Little up fake, created some separation, and just the composure to stay.
Look at this setup. Philip Manalang getting the step on Wilson. Sorella, not much of a help right there. And then Castro might have gotten away with an offensive foul there. Nevertheless, still getting 2 points and extending this lead back up to 8, providing more cushion here to Paranaque.
Well, you got to forget about that and move on.
Cruz setting up here for South Cotabato. This is a quick trigger from Tolentino. Missed that badly.
Yeah, hurried shot too.
Outside shots continue to miss here for South Cotabato. They're now 8 out of 34. Manalang goes to the left side. Razon against the longer Kyle Tolentino. Jello Razon. Oh, that would have brought the house down. You could hear the shouts of the crowd inside the Coliseum, the oohs and the ahs. Hoson inside, 2 points for South Cotabato. 67 to 61.
Yeah, 2-possession game, Javi. This is still very much doable for South Cotabato. Again, you got to play both ends. See this move here by Enzo. Good finish.
And that's actually his first basket of the game. Hoson has been struggling to find the bottom of the net in this game. We'll take a short break. 1 minute and 12 seconds ang natitira dito. Back inside the Batangas City Coliseum, our venue for our Saturday triple header here, as we take a look at our Mpbl leadership. That's our Commissioner, Captain Mpbl Kenneth Duremdes, alongside Security Chief the Destroyer, Rudy Distrito, Marketing Head Seth Zamora, and Operations Chief Emerson Oreta. 1 minute and 12 seconds remaining in this game as we take a look at the numbers for Markey. 18 and 18 against the Stars. Still with 18 rebounds tonight, but just a fewer points. But still, you are continuing to marvel at the effort in the way he does it on the floor.
And the way that he's influenced this team too. You know, it's just crazy how he's put his imprint on the Patriots.
Coach Mike Sagigit elects to inbound from the backcourt. Thankfully, they get it across. Ball is with Jello Razon. Enzo Hoson is defending. Screen set by Markey. He pops out, looking for a teammate. That's a foul against Christian Pajarito. That's going to be 2 free throws.
Well, first off, you don't need to be up close on that grill with Markey, because definitely he's just gonna go and try for a DHO. It's not like he's gonna move quickly to a dribble penetration. If you notice, for the most part, when Mark gets that ball, he doesn't actually put that ball on the floor kaagad. Tinitingnan muna na lahat ng options niya before he decides na sige, i-dribble ko na ito.
2 out of 4 now from the line is Markey, usually a pretty good free throw shooter. 1 out of 2 for Marquis. Coach Elvis Tolentino will burn one of his last timeouts here in this game. 54.4 seconds. Magbabalik kami. Before we go back into live action, we'd like to greet a happy birthday to our sound engineer, Cedric Vicente. Happy birthday. And happy viewing to everybody watching us on MPTV Channel 98, Satellite Channel 53, Facebook, YouTube, and on the Pilipinas Live app. This is Javi Palanya alongside Coach Mike Perez. You're watching the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino. This is the second game of our Saturday triple header here at the Batangas City Coliseum. South Cotabato down by 7. Shot clock winding down. Wilson from the right corner. Much needed basket. That's a big one for the Warriors.
And that right corner's been pretty friendly for John Wilson so far in this game. Now you got to get a stop here, and you have enough time. Get one good stop.
Philip Manalang will bring it across here for Paranaque. 68-64, a 2-possession ball game. No need to foul here for the Warriors.
Right, defend without fouling.
Active hands by Lorde. Razon gives it up. Manalang with 6 on the 24. Philip looks up, goes out. Razon has to take this. Razon from way downtown.
God. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
Chelo Razon has bailed them out so many times in this game with those difficult shots. Wilson misses, and that could be it. Abregu blocked. Razon has it. Jello will get the 2 points to put the final nail on the coffin. Oh my goodness, Jello Razon, what a way to close out this game for Paranaque.
Just when you think, if you're Cotabato, that you played really good defense, up comes that huge Hail Mary from Jello Razon. Wow.
If that game against Manila was a statement, they follow it up with another statement win against one of the contenders of the South Division in the South Cotabato Warriors. What a ball game, what a way to close it out for Paranaque.
This is an exclamatory statement, really. But, you know, you gotta tip your hats to some of the players that actually performed here. Look at this one, trying to beat off that buzzer. And that sure is gonna count.
Still a lot of time when he went up for that layup. Jello Razon, oh my goodness. When you need someone to knock down the shot, when the clock is winding down, you go to your big gun, number 9, Jello Razon. 21 points in this game, 6 rebounds and 4 assists. But Coach, you had a different pick for player of the game as we bring you the final score brought to you by GameX.
Yeah, and as much as we saw those shots and those makes by Jello Razon all game wide, the one person who's really been consistent all throughout is Marquis. He's just been really, I guess, that focal point of everything that they do, not just on the floor, but even on the bench. He's talking to players and listening to coaches and telling them what to do.
13 points, 18 rebounds in the game for Marquis as we take a look at that buzzer-beating shot by Jello Razon to assure Paranaque of this victory. What a ball game for the Patriots. We now go to Gianni Llanes at courtside, who is with Marquis.
Yes, congratulations to our best player of the game, Marquis of the Paranaque Patriots. He had 13 points, pero yung impact mo was more than those 13 points. Knowing na mas lamang ang kalaban nyo in terms of experience, ano yung naging mensahe mo sa team mo before this game?
Hindi, yun nga, sinasabi ko sa mga bata na kung walang naniniwala sa atin na mananalo tayo, dahanin natin sa dasal at sa tiwala kay Daddy God dahil walang imposible sa kanya at saka tulungan tayo sa depensa at saka stay humble tayo palagi.
At Mark, nakita ko yung ngiti mo nung na-secure ni Jello Razon itong panalo nyo during that last shot. Ano naman yung nasa isip mo ngayon? Ano yung reaction mo sa panalong ito?
Hindi, talagang pasalamat kami kay Daddy God kasi even last game namin, kahit ulitin mo yung layup ni Umali, talagang shoot yun. Pero sa biyaya at saka sa tulong ng Panginoon, wala talagang imposible para makuha ang panalo na to.
As you mentioned, your team continues to defy odds. I'm sure that so many people are proud of you right now. Sino ang gusto mong pasalamatan?
Siyempre una-una si Daddy God dahil siya yung nagbigay sa amin yung panalo na to. Lahat ng biyayang natatanggap namin galing sa kanya. And then, si Boss Madam, Vice Mayor Villapuerte, Boss Jamal Vizcara, and then Boss Joed, and then sa kay Pastor Rick Isidro, New Life Tansa, New Life Olongapo, and then Page Center Tejero, Page Center Tagaytay. And then asawa ko, nanonood ngayon si KG, ito anak ko si Atasha, si Suri, si Atasha. And then lahat po ng mga fans ng Paranaque na sumusuporta sa amin, kahit hindi naniniwala yung iba, pero wala talaga imposible sa Panginoon. Maraming salamat po.
Congratulations, Mark. I'll let you celebrate with your family. Our best player of the game is brought to you by Buenas. Back to you, Javi and Coach Mike.
Thank you, Gianna. Congratulations once again for Marky winning Best Player of the Game honors and notching a second straight victory for the Paranaque Patriots. Up next, we have the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters defending their home court for the first time this season against Iloilo. Keep it locked in here on the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.